You can repeat affirmations every single day. You can say, I am abundant, I am loved, I am magnetic. But if your body still feels unsafe, if your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, if deep down you expect abandonment, disappointment, or pain, then your energy will continue attracting experiences that match that emotional state. Because the universe is not only listening to your words, it is responding to your nervous system. And once you understand this, everything about manifestation, healing, love, and self-worth begins to make sense. One of the hardest truths to accept is this: you cannot build a peaceful life while your body is addicted to survival. And most people do not realize they are living in survival mode. They think, I'm just stressed, I'm just emotional, I'm just overthinking. But what's actually happening is their nervous system has become conditioned to chaos. Conditioned to hypervigilance, conditioned to waiting for something bad to happen. So even when life becomes calm, their body does not know how to trust it. And this affects everything: relationships, manifestation, confidence, energy, healing, and the reality they continue creating. Because your nervous system becomes the filter through which you experience life. What is survival mode really? Survival mode is not only physical danger, it can also be emotional. For many people, survival mode looks like constantly overthinking, checking messages repeatedly, needing reassurance, struggling to relax, fearing rejection, feeling guilty while resting, emotionally attaching too quickly, expecting abandonment, always preparing for disappointment. And after a while, the body begins to believe this is normal. The nervous system becomes addicted to unpredictability. This is why some people feel uncomfortable in healthy situations. Healthy love feels boring. Peace feels unfamiliar. Consistency feels suspicious. And chaos feels exciting. Not because they want pain, but because pain became emotionally familiar. Why manifestation feels hard. This is why manifestation feels difficult for so many people. Because manifestation is not only about thinking, it is about emotional safety. You may consciously desire love, while subconsciously fearing intimacy. You may consciously desire abundance, while subconsciously believing money creates stress. You may consciously desire peace, while your body is emotionally prepared for chaos. And the body always responds to what feels safest, not necessarily what feels healthiest. This is why people self-sabotage opportunities, why they push away good relationships, why they chase emotionally unavailable people, why they struggle to receive. Because the nervous system says, this unfamiliar feeling is dangerous, even when it is actually healthy. Your body stores experiences. Your body remembers experiences your mind tries to forget. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every moment you felt unseen, every time you had to shrink yourself to be accepted. The nervous system records those emotional experiences, and over time, they become subconscious patterns. So now, without realizing it, you may enter new situations expecting all pain. You expect people to leave. You expect disappointment. You expect inconsistency. And your energy begins preparing for those outcomes before they even happen. This is why healing is not just mental. Healing is physical too. Your body must learn safety again. Why calmness feels uncomfortable. One of the biggest signs of nervous system dysregulation is when peace feels uncomfortable. Some people cannot sit in stillness without anxiety. Some people need constant stimulation. Some people confuse emotional chaos with passion. And when someone genuinely treats them with care, consistency, and emotional safety, they become restless because their nervous system has been trained to associate love with unpredictability. This is why many people say, I miss toxic relationships. But what they actually miss is emotional intensity. Their body became chemically attached to stress hormones, and healing requires breaking that addiction to chaos. That is difficult, because healing often feels unfamiliar before it feels peaceful. The energy of chasing. When your nervous system feels unsafe, you chase. You chase validation. You chase attention. You chase reassurance. You chase certainty, not because you are weak, but because your body is searching for emotional safety externally. This is why anxious energy pushes things away. People can feel desperation energetically, not because you said something wrong, but because your energy says, I fear losing this. I fear not being enough. I fear abandonment. And fear creates attachment. But calmness creates magnetism. That is why detached energy often attracts more, because it carries trust instead of fear. True magnetism. Real magnetism is not manipulation. It is not pretending not to care. It is not becoming cold. True magnetism is nervous system safety. It is the calm energy of someone who no longer abandons themselves emotionally. Someone who knows, if this leaves my life, I will still be okay. That energy changes everything, because now you are no longer forcing outcomes. You are no longer gripping life tightly from fear. You are allowing, trusting, receiving, and the universe responds differently to that energy. Because relaxed energy signals openness. Survival energy signals fear. Why your body blocks receiving? Many people say they want abundance, but their body does not feel safe receiving it. Receiving requires visibility. Receiving requires trust. Receiving requires letting go of control. And for a nervous system trained in survival, control feels safer than surrender. This is why some people sabotage blessings unconsciously. They become overwhelmed when good things arrive. They overthink healthy relationships. They feel uncomfortable being loved deeply, because their identity still expects pain. The nervous system says, this is too good to trust. And until the body learns safety, receiving will feel difficult. Reprogramming the nervous system. Healing begins when you stop asking, how do I attract more? And start asking, how do I create safety within myself? That changes everything, because now healing becomes internal. You begin teaching your body. It is safe to rest, safe to receive, safe to be loved, safe to relax, safe to trust peace. And slowly, your reality begins changing, because your reactions change, your standards change, your boundaries change, your energy changes. The version of you who feels safe. There is a version of you who no longer panics when things become quiet. A version of you who no longer chases people for reassurance. A version of you who trusts themselves deeply. That version of you is not emotionally exhausted all the time. They are grounded, present, soft, calm, and that energy is powerful, because the universe responds strongly to emotional certainty, not forced positivity, not fake confidence, but genuine inner safety. The biggest shift happens when you realize you do not manifest from words alone. You manifest from identity, from emotional patterns, from subconscious beliefs, from nervous system conditioning. Your body is constantly communicating with reality through energy. And if your body constantly feels fear, scarcity, panic, hypervigilance, lack, then life continues reflecting those emotional states back to you. But when your body begins feeling safe, worthy, grounded, supported, calm, your reality begins changing naturally. So if you feel frustrated because manifestation has not been working, do not immediately ask, what affirmation should I say next? Ask instead, what emotional state am I living in every day? Because the universe is not only hearing your words, it is feeling your nervous system, and healing your nervous system may be the missing piece that changes your entire reality. The moment your body learns safety, you stop chasing, you stop forcing, you stop living in fear, and you begin attracting from alignment instead of survival. If this video resonated with you, comment below. My body is learning safety. And remember, your healing is not about becoming someone else. It is about teaching your nervous system that peace is finally safe for you too.